broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode, or actually the second episode, of Sense8, the Netflix series that just came out. Episode 2, I am also, at first I didn't know that's what the actual title was, because I was like, I am also pronouns. But thanks guys for hanging out with us. I am your host, Alexis Torres. Next to me are the fabulous two brunette crew that I've got here.
Oh, that's an interesting way of putting it. Hey everybody, I'm Cameron Lewis, at the only camshaft on Twitter and Instagram.
What's going on guys? I'm Nicholas Grava, at Nicholas Grava on Twitter and Instagram also.
And you can also follow me at atorres890. Follow us all over the social media map. We're on youtube.com/AfterBuzz TV, also on iTunes, SoundCloud, and also another way that we can get your feedback is podcast1.com, not the number, but podcast1one.com. It's just a 3-minute survey, really quick. We just want to know what your feedback is, just to make sure, even though yes, this is a new show, but we all three of us do other shows at AfterBuzz, and we just want to get your guys' feedback, know how we're doing, what we can improve on, anything like that. So again, that's podcast1one.com. But the one thing I do want to talk about is this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but I like that it wasn't all scattered like it was obviously.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, compared to the pilot, I enjoyed this episode a little bit better because I could follow more. I wasn't questioning the whole time, but I loved it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to do that because obviously in the first episode they have to throw everything in there and be like, okay, go. And so this one they're like, okay, we can pick a few people and then move on.
No, I definitely like that. And I feel like we actually, because like in the first episode, I understand there's all the setup and all that, but I felt like we actually advanced some storylines in this one.
Agree.
Like we not only learned more about the characters, but we saw them go somewhere instead of just going, hey, we're all connected, and that was it.
Yeah.
We saw them.
We went deeper, so now I care about these characters more.
Right.
In the first pilot, I was learning about them, not really getting myself invested.
Right.
This one, I'm starting to really care about these people.
Absolutely.
But the one thing that really caught me by surprise was Nomi this episode, because we learned a lot about her. This was, I mean, it wasn't like all her episode, but it was definitely a giant
I think that's
going to
be a theme throughout. I think each episode we're going to see more of one specific.
It's
just
a giant
because
cast.
Exactly, it's a huge cast.
I do think I agree with you though, because I didn't expect Nomi to be a character that I would really like, and in this episode I really liked
her life. Is just, well, her life now is awesome, but her character is just, there's so much meat going on. Yeah, like I didn't realize until, I mean, apparently someone who's watching this episode for episode with me as well was saying that they did know that she, again, before I run into it, we open up to Nomi at the getting ready for the Pride Parade. Looks like she was doing a vlog of some sort.
Like a diary, a personal diary.
Like a video diary.
Great.
Yeah, which I love that it's not like, oh, she's like writing, because I know she is a writer, but I love that she's like actually kind of hitting with the modern times and like, I'm in a video diary, and I'm like, that's really cool. But the fact that she's at the Pride Parade with Amanita is her name?
Amanita, yeah.
And they're having a good time. They're on a motorcycle. I love it because later on in the episode, like we get to meet her mother, and how she's like, oh, motorcycles are dangerous. I'm like, they were going like 5-10 miles an hour.
They were not breaking 10.
Yeah, like relax. But she sees a character that we did see in the first episode, which was named as Jonas, and apparently she just passed out. So I didn't know if she was in shock or if that was just like something that she was making the connection.
What I took it as was because we flashed really quick to Angel shooting herself, and I thought she was feeling that. I thought she was sensing that, and that's why she basically like sensed being killed, but she obviously wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was just an overload of several different things.
Yeah, which I figured.
And you know what kind of freaked me out? I went to Pride in West Hollywood in LA last weekend.
How was it?
And then it was great. And then this happened.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wait a second. Was Jonas at the Pride I went to?
He's looking for you.
He might be trying to reach out to you and connect.
Oh my God.
Terrifying.
But I love that. I actually do kind of like that lined up time-wise.
Yeah.
because it made me.
If you're watching week by week, like us,
obviously everybody
some of these
else,
people said that they watched in 2 days.
Yes.
They finished.
By the
some
way,
people
we
told
do
me they
have a
finished
live
in one
chat
day.
going.
Yes, that's the other thing I didn't mention.
We
All
do.
three of us have our electronic devices out, and we all would love to talk to you through the live chat. We have Pretty Duchess, Seth, Chaos, and a couple other people in there. Thanks, guys, so much for hanging out with us, and we will try to keep up. That's the reason why we have all three of them out here. So if I don't catch something, the famous boys over here will catch it.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing is obviously she wakes up in the hospital, and we get to see her mother for the first time.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah, that was...
Holy crap.
I did like the fact that her sister, Nomi's sister, I like that she wasn't kind of like, I'm just here. You know, like she was actually, it looked like she was defending her sister.
She was trying to like mediate the situation in a way.
But we find out that Nomi was born as Michael at this point. So we do find out that she is a transgender.
Yeah.
Which is not a big deal, especially, you know, with this day and age and things like that, especially with like Caitlyn and a couple things. But someone in the chat actually, trying to read who it was, Seth Jason said that this actress playing Nomi is actually a transgender, so that's really cool. And I also thought that this was kind of awesome to put in because we do know that Lana Wachowski, I believe is her name now, is also a transgender, which I love that they threw that in there.
Yeah,
I was
cool.
like,
Absolutely.
that's awesome. I don't know if this is actually stemming from actual real life happenstance, but I do like the fact that she threw that in there.
Jamie Clayton, by the way, is the actress that plays.
She's awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
That whole hospital scene, especially when the doctor. Well, first of all, the way her mother is treating her, it drives me insane. And then the doctor comes in and breaks this news to her, and her world is just spinning.
But did anybody else get a weird
this was
feeling from the doctor?
This was the vaguest explanation of a very serious problem, potentially.
But I think that's what I think we're going to learn. I feel like that's what we're going to learn more about is because I think this thing, what is it, UFLS, is not as they're saying. Do you know what I mean?
And I actually got the feeling later on because whenever Jonas appears in the hospital room, we'll talk a lot about that, I'm sure, but whenever he appears, he tells Nomi, hey, he's trying to he's gonna lobotomize you.
Right.
Which leads me to believe the mom has a doctor in on this thing. She's crazy. She used to be a man. You need to fix her brain.
Well, because I mean, the way that they handled her whole situation seemed very suspicious and kind of like, you know, shady. Because she's getting all this news, and also the doctor has like Shatner, I guess, because he's just like, you have this. Pause. It's very serious. I'm like, what are you doing, Shatner?
William
Relax.
Shatner.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought you meant an actual condition. I was like, what is Shatner?
No, I call it.
What is UFLS? What is Shatner?
No. I was saying that the doctor has like Shatner
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And he has really random pauses when he talks, and I'm like, what are you doing? But that was just me being nitpicky again. But the fact that, you know, she's obviously feeling upset, and she's like, oh, this is really expensive, honey, and this and this.
Yeah, you'll have to get on our insurance, Michael.
Yeah, I was like,
first of all, no. Second
my name
of all,
is Nomi.
no.
I love how she's like, what kind of name is that, Nomi? And I was like, it's a name. Naomi.
It's a cool name.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, not saying that Michael is a terrible name, because I know a lot of Michaels, but at the same time, you know, I was like,
now she's being treated under this doctor. The other doctor.
Which I didn't know. If anybody knows the doctor's name, please let me know, because I did not write it down because I was just angry at him.
I wrote it down too.
I just threw expletives.
Metzger?
Dr. Metzger, yes.
Yeah,
because
I mean, when the nurse comes in to give her medication, she's like, oh, I'm checking out, I'm leaving. Or Nomi said that. She's like, no, you're not going anywhere. And I was like, oh my God, are they institutionalizing her right now?
This is like a fear of mine that people, have you ever heard that study when they send like 10 like perfectly sane people into an insane asylum and they're all diagnosed as all these different things?
Yeah. And as a
I
person,
have that fear when I go to the dentist. I'm like, will I leave here?
I
don't know. I have no idea.
For debate.
but the thing is, the one thing that was really throwing me off, because I was again sitting with my parents and a group of people, like we were all watching this, and I was sitting there going, I feel like this is not legal, period. Like it doesn't matter what your parents say or whatever, because technically Nomi's an adult. So I feel like it's weird. That's like, oh, your mother said that you can't leave, so make sure she doesn't leave.
I feel like if there's a doctor that signs off on it, I really do think it's actually they could say they said you're
unstable.
Yeah, you're unstable and you're dangerous to yourself and others.
Yeah. And I was like, what is her condition? What? I mean, I know that they were saying it's because that she's going to have hallucinations and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like if she says that, I don't know, it was really shady.
She says she's okay, but I guess that's what also someone isn't okay might say.
Right, yeah.
Probably thought of that.
So I knew it from both perspectives, but just the way they handled it, she's like, you can't leave. You just can't. And I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like, I want to talk to the doctor.
I thought she was going to climb out a window or something.
Some sort of
Spider-Man,
weird...
like...
Whenever the knocking at the door happened...
Oh,
which
that was
actually
crazy.
turned out to be Riley.
Yeah.
I was like, if somebody comes to that door, she's gonna clock them
and run.
That's what I was waiting, because that's what Jonas told her to do.
Get out.
Which was those. Was this the first showing of Jonas? Before?
Yeah, I think.
we had the parade, but
when he popped up in the hospital, it's his first scene, I think, that we got in the episode.
Which that scene really was just like, what are you doing? Take his advice, go.
Yeah. But also, you see this random person, you've just been told you're going to have crazy hallucinations.
Yeah.
I would be so distressed. I wouldn't know what to do.
The doctor goes, hey, Nicholas, here, listen, you're going to have, your brain is weird. You're going to have hallucinations. He leaves the room. The nurse comes in and says, you're not allowed to leave. She leaves the room. And then a man appears in a locked room.
The same man at the parade.
Who says, run.
Sorry.
Like,
every time he said that, because I just saw Jurassic World like 3 times, like I just see him just standing in like between these rocks. Run! I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I would be in the same boat if someone told me that you're gonna have something wrong with you, and then that you see a random person who obviously couldn't get in there because the door is locked, telling you to run. You
start to think, well, what else has been a hallucination? Because she said she was talking about this at the beginning of the episode, that she was starting to have these weird dreams and seeing these people.
Yeah.
And now if you connect those lines, you feel insane.
Yeah. And it just doesn't help.
I love what Garrett Fami on YouTube just said, burn down the building.
On there.
I love it.
Well, yeah, because that's what
Amanita
said when Amanita finally was able to get into the hospital and was able to call her from a different floor. She couldn't get up there because apparently there was guards all up there, and I was like,
sorry, what were we in, some kind of like stage 5 lockdown?
That's why I'm confused. I can't tell if this is an actual insane asylum or this is a hospital, because I know they usually don't mix.
That's interesting.
That's what I
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because the nurse kept being like, you have to stop quick. You have to, like, as if people were like looking for people who were calling.
I've lived in San Francisco for 5 years. I've been to the giant hospital in downtown. It is so easy going there. It's just weird for it to be like, there's armed guards here. Like, what?
Let's talk about Amanita for a second.
Yes, we should.
How about that for a relationship? Somebody that's that dedicated to you?
She said she was going to burn the effing building down to the ground.
Hell,
God.
Yes. Now, do you guys think if she didn't see the photos on the phone, which is what she saw, which I didn't even remember her having her phone out when it was happening, but if she had not seen the photos, which validated that she wasn't crazy, that Nomi wasn't crazy, would she still have been that helpful?
I feel like Amanita is the type of girlfriend or friend or anything like that would just... It doesn't matter. She couldn't even get to see her loved one in the hospital. That right there is just a huge thing of like, no, I don't care.
When the mother said, sorry, family only here.
I was like, get out
I was like, homegirl. Yeah, I wasn't happy about this.
Keep it down to PG here, buddy.
But no. Mama, I hope you're in the building when we take this down. That's all I'm saying.
It was so frustrating because it was like, I understand that you don't accept her, but like this person who obviously clearly loves your daughter, son, however you want to portray it, it hurts me in every way, shape, and form.
Well, you know what? That's kind of why I like seeing these themes in the show, is because these are conversations that we're having on a regular basis, and they're happening in a science fiction-ish format, which is interesting. It kind of is humanizing. It doesn't make it a completely foreign idea, you know, that there's sensates. If it was just sensates, it would be like, oh, this is a fun show, but there's a lot of these real world elements that I think are super important.
That tugged at my heartstrings in every way.
Yeah.
I agree. And we said it in the pilot that this is shedding light, or at least starting a conversation for a lot of different things that people aren't always exposed to. And that is one thing that I'm happy they did continue into episode 2, especially with Nomi's plot line right now.
I think it's
absolutely.
I just love it because even though this one already cut me deep already, I'm like, that's only one of the Sense8. I don't know how far I could go now, emotionally at this point.
How many total episodes are there?
I believe there was 12.
Yeah.
That's not enough.
That's what I'm saying.
No. And we haven't heard anything on season 2 yet. I hope we do.
Oh,
Yes.
we will. I will lay on a track. I will lay on a track. We will. It definitely will happen.
He's throwing in the universe, guys. We're getting a season 2.
Burning the building down might happen if there's not.
I mean,
not really.
Even just judging from people hanging out with us in the live chat and everybody who's tweeted us, and we've gotten comments and things
Interesting point. They're saying it makes them wonder if we're dealing with some kind of government entity going against. Because now, remember, also the FBI, was it FBI or Homeland Security guy? Homeland Security comes in, and he's briefing on Jonas.
Yeah, and saying that he's very dangerous and this and this and this, which from what we're understanding is he is the good guy for now. I don't know if that's going to change, but that's what I'm getting so far.
I think the government... Nope, that's a prediction.
Yeah,
I'm going to write it.
Hold on to that.
I'm not going to write it.
Hold on to that. Write it down. Hold it back. So moving on. So... Nomi, we leave Nomi at the hospital at this point just to see what happens there. We're gonna jump into more of Jonas just a little bit before we get into everybody else. Jonas is making moves right now, I feel,
which I'm happy to see.
Yeah,
he's the key to connect everything. Without him, we're just gonna be watching 8 people very confused with migraines.
But I like
bad days again.
But I like how he explained it, which we can jump into Will and Riley, since even though they were pretty much the second biggest one before Kala, I believe. But the fact that Will is still having headaches, he finds out, he's like, oh, I know this person from looking at the picture from the debriefing. And of course, I believe it's Diego, who is his partner, who's kind of like, what do you mean? Like, he's so...
He tells a story about the dog. Yeah. He's like, nah, I have had psychic stuff happen. My dog is barking too. He was arrested like a couple days later.
At that point, I was just...
I see where you're coming from, man.
So I
felt like
get it.
Static. Like, when he talks, I'm just like...
Yeah,
but also, I think that's a lot of people would have that. If you started talking that way, I think that's the maybe frustrating, maybe deserve it. I don't know, but that's how a lot of people would react. If I started telling people that I was seeing people that I had dreams about, a lot of my friends would probably be like, yeah, that happened to me, kind of, maybe, but you're weird. Like, they would not just be like, yes, let's find out why.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a dream about skydiving and you fell into a public pool? Yeah, me too. Let's go.
Right.
No. Let's go. No.
That's not how people react.
But... Will tries to go to, I love, there's a lot of scenes in here that I love with the connectivity, which, I mean, to mention a few things like Capheus, where he was sitting on top of his Van Damme bus, and he sits up and he gets to see San Francisco, which I was like, oh, we're starting in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I like it. We didn't get to see our Korean financial advisor, which I was kind of sad because I wanted to see more from her. I want to know what's
in that red folder.
She was holding it,
She's
and I was
holding
like,
it in the pilot. She was on her desk, and she looked at it, and now she's holding it. What's in there?
I don't know. I'm hoping next episode we get to see. And then, of course, we get to Will and Riley's encounter with each other with the mirror, with the bathroom mirrors.
Yes.
Oh yeah, another mirror scene. That's exactly what I
It's in the bathroom too.
But it seems like they're starting to get a little desensitized to it all, because they didn't react like the first time when they saw, which is a little bit. They were sort of
they were kind of
intrigued, and they're
and
saying,
like,
"Oh, have we seen?
Yeah.
What should we?" I was like, "Should you talk? Should you say?"
Well, let me ask you this.
Oh dear.
If you were just like in your bathroom doing whatever in the mirror, and all of a sudden you saw me shaving in the reflection. That would be terrifying, right? Even if you saw it a couple days before,
even if you've seen you though before, it'd be. I think it'd be kind of intriguing.
No. I'm literally smack dab in the middle. Yeah. I would be really freaked out, but at the same time, that's what I liked about the scene, was that they were kind of mesmerized with each other, kind of like this is happening.
Frozen,
what do I do?
Yeah.
You're right. I just know I would not handle it like that.
No, obviously,
I would. What would you do?
Would you
run? I look down. You're like, look down. You see yourself. You look down. You go like every single time. Every single time. That's what would happen.
So amazing.
That's like so you too.
And then I would crack the mirror or something. Like,
see, I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't punch the mirror.
I would be one of those weirdos that would like try to do like the mime effect, like like ghost.
You would try to help him shave.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
A little to the right.
You missed Cam. You missed
How
spot.
helpful that would be.
I'm just a helpful person. But yeah, I mean,
oh my god,
I definitely I wouldn't be going into my bathroom ever again.
That's true. I'd be terrified to ever go into the bathroom again.
I had that moment, or I would actually think I was dreaming. That's definitely something very realistic about me.
Yeah.
I would be like, that was a dream.
That
didn't happen.
But they saw it. Those were the two that met when she was like, I'm from London. I'm from so that's the only reason I was like, maybe not the thing that you were going at. Maybe something a little bit more okay.
I would like.
You would have lost your mind.
I would be quick to jump. That's all I'm saying. Holy crap!
You guys, people are giving Riley and Will like
they're pitching Riley
We're
and Will.
shipping them already?
Yeah, Wiley.
Pretty Duchess 17. Yeah, right. Ooh, yeah, Wiley.
I like Wiley.
Garrett is like, if I saw a hot woman in the mirror, I wouldn't complain.
I love you.
I can't argue.
Seth Jason Tan 16 says Riley and Jack equals Jackley. I think I like Wiley better.
I like
but
Wiley.
thank you for the
like-
suggestion.
Yeah, I think I like Wiley better.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, speaking of, well, obviously, Will goes to a local convenience store to go get some sleeping pills.
Before this happens, though, we see a little bit of Will and his dad.
That's right. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that because this was weird. Because in my brain, didn't he say that his dad died, or was that just something?
Okay, he said he got shot, which I assume died.
I assume, yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe he just. I don't know. I had the same thought.
Or maybe it was like a he's dead to me type of thing.
Yeah, that's obviously when he was talking to the boy that he brought to the hospital. He said, "Oh, he's dead in some parts." So I was like, "Wait. What? What are you talking about?" Yeah. And then when he showed that his dad was passed out at some bar with like, I guess he was taking his gun out of his holster. Is that what he was doing?
Is that what that was?
I couldn't tell. I thought he had a.
I thought it was tied up to the table. So what kinky things is happening in this bar? I didn't know.
I thought it was. I thought
What kind of bar is this?
I don't know. I want to go. But I thought he had like a house arrest thing on his ankle, but I couldn't see. It was very dark.
So we don't have a clue.
So guys, help us out. But it looked like he was taking something out of something that was on his body, on his person. But the one thing that wait, Alexis will leave the bathroom, lock herself in the bedroom, make pizza rolls. Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I would do. I'd just be crying.
I'm down for pizza rolls.
just having a freak out moment. But yeah, I was very surprised. One, of course, I love that the Wachowski brothers brought. I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head, but he was also in The Matrix. The actor who played his dad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did. Because I'm a nerd. But I loved that he wasn't this perfect cop. I mean, he probably was back in his prime, but something either because he got shot and maybe he had an injury that they were like, okay, we have to let you go kind of thing. And it just kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're in a bar. And this is when he goes to visit. When there's all like older cops,
gun on the table,
they're reaching across, grabbing like the thing and pouring themselves a beer.
Yeah, and they were like calling him a traitor, and I was like, oh, it's one of these like old geezer bars.
Yeah, exactly.
And he brings up a name,
Sarah.
I want to know who that is.
Petroni.
I don't know.
But I know everyone in the chat probably knows, but don't say anything.
Don't say a word. But I'm wondering, something happened.
Because he said, "Do not." Let anybody hear you say that name, they will put you in a hospital.
They will put you with Nomi, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to know why.
What?
Well,
why?
Maybe she was she's in San Francisco, but
maybe she was a past Sense8. Maybe like she had these experiences, and that's why they just like keep the lid on.
That is quite the prediction.
And maybe that's why the government's like, okay, we can't have this again.
They must have a little bit of knowledge or something. Now Go ahead.
No,
the other thing I was just going to say, which kind of piggybacks on it, two things about Will before we get off him is, one, the dad, he said he knew about the boy that he saved, and he disapproves about that.
Apparently everybody disapproves about saving children in this neighborhood.
Yeah. The other thing is, remember the tape that Will found, the security camera footage that had the hour cut out of it?
No, it was 2 hours.
Oh, it was 2 hours.
Missing. Yeah, it was from 5 to 7.
He never talked to the guy outside, right? We didn't get that yet.
Nope,
okay.
Not yet.
Okay. That's just what I didn't want to forget.
I was losing my mind. I was like, why is there 2 hours of missing footage?
Right?
How do you do that? But I mean,
at least it's starting to be some tangible things so people don't always think he's crazy. Like, I'm
even
happy his
Diego
partner could see that.
Yeah, his partner was like,
I'm like,
what?
Okay, check it. So he's not crazy. Understand.
I'm not crazy.
He's like, you see what I'm saying? Check your bathroom mirror. I saw somebody. We got the tape. We got the mirror.
Does anybody else got real grossed out when he put his catheter on the table? I was like, I'm done.
Nobody want to see that.
So gross. He was just like,
and the way he does it, he's like, why don't you
I'm like, dude, you did not just replicate that sound.
Hey,
oh my god.
It's so gross.
I can't right now.
It took me a second. I was like, is he pulling out? Is that sausages?
I thought it was.
Yes, he keeps sausages taped to his back.
Which, I don't know which is weirder. I honestly don't know which is weirder.
Obviously, the catheter.
I'm going to go with sausages taped to
See,
your
that's
back.
what I'm saying. I agree.
Think the I'm sorry, how many people have you met that have sausages taped to their back?
Anybody want a barbecue
You are
later?
I'm ready for barbecue anytime.
Pour yourself a beer.
Anytime,
You saved the
guys.
kid? Ugh.
That was so weird. I was just sitting there going, wait, pause.
Oh, this is interesting.
Rewind.
Oh, what?
Seth Jason Tan 16 says, was the guy in the camera Jonas?
I thought it was. Straight off the bat. I thought it was him. But they didn't specify, and we didn't see a close-up, so I have no idea who it was. I'm going to say no.
I don't think so. I think it's just a homeless person wandering.
I mean, Jonas looks like a homeless person wandering.
It's not.
That's what I
That
think.
would be so...
I just thinking he's going to be like, yeah, I saw a team of people with guns and an old man run into this building.
It was.
I
it
hope
was.
that
It was
it's
bananas, guys.
You see like
It's just crazy.
a guy with like a 99-cent store bag, and then 2 hours later it's like full, and it's just a guy who went to the store. That would be so boring.
No, I think this is I don't think, see, I took it as this is not the guy that did anything. This is the guy that saw, because he said that guy saw everything happen.
But I mean, that's why it would make
You
sense.
think
that
this
was
is the
Jonas.
guy
Is that Jonas? No, that was a smart shopper. That's all that was. Like, what the hell?
What, if you guys agree with me, give me some love in the chat, because I don't want to talk to them anymore. They clearly are out of touch with what's happening in this show.
Oh my word.
I love it so much.
Can't.
Oh, man.
But speaking of other things, I didn't even know what the heck was going on. Was this when he goes into the convenience store? The clerk. What was going on there? Obviously, he was high off his booty, but like, what?
What the hell is he saying? If you go to training,
you drugs are like shoes. Everyone needs them, but they don't always fit. Drink with the meds, kid.
I was like, what is happening right now?
I was expecting it to be some kind of bigger plot line, but no,
Nope,
it's just a
he's just some crazy
store
clerk. Yeah.
I thought for sure, like when we see Jonas in the store later too, I thought, okay, this guy's gonna get taken out by Jonas or something.
Yes.
Like something is gonna happen.
At first,
But no.
I thought he wasn't going to even be seen, but obviously everybody can see Jonas. Like that's not a thing. Like
Right,
he's not like a
because he was
specter.
photographed,
Right.
and the
Yeah,
guy in
obviously,
the
I mean,
shop
he
wasn't
doesn't-
like, "You're fighting yourself."
Yeah, because obviously when again we're skipping around here, but like obviously he talks. I like that Jonas gave us a little implication of what is going on to a
Well,
point.
yeah, and that's what I think is interesting is that Jonas is a person who is, he seems to be a sensate
I'm gonna assume
or a
so,
head
yes.
sensate or something, but
He was involved.
either
Yes.
way, he knows he seems to be in fully control of what his
Whatever he
abilities
has,
are.
Yeah.
Well, because he
And-
explained his headaches.
Right.
Yeah, he's according to what he said. Apparently, they have like a couple more days of headaches, and then it's supposed to just clear right up.
Right.
He
Which
said gave him anxiety. What did he say after the headaches are gone? He
gives
didn't take
you-
it. Yeah, he said it was started to give him anxiety or something
Yeah.
like
Because he
that.
thought it was gonna come back or something.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
find
yeah.
it interesting though that like it kind of paints a picture that this isn't necessarily, because I know like after we watched the first episode, it seems like something when all these things happen that are completely random, but now it's starting to seem like, okay, after you get to a certain point, you can control which one of the sensates you essentially go.
Yeah.
That's true.
And like
That's what I was
you
hoping
know?
that maybe whenever something clicks or glass shatters or whatever kind of thing happens
Right.
to them, that they'll just have some sort of power and they'll just learn to hone it as time goes
Well,
on.
that
Right.
car chase hinted at
That
that.
was so
Holy crap.
freaking cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I loved how they were literally just hitting each other back and forth into the car. I was like, what is happening?
Crazy.
Who's driving?
And when he did it, that's when Jonas is like, "See, you connected. It works both ways." Like this, he was kind of giving him a lesson.
I love that Jonas was laughing the whole time. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
awesome.
maniacal.
Maniacally laughing. He was just like head back, chin up. Like it was great. Oh, I loved it.
Man, what a trip that would be though. Holy crap.
Well, when you're not like when his question was, "Okay, if you're in here, who's driving your car?
That was
Is nobody in there, or is there two of you? What is the deal?"
They
right,
obviously
yeah.
didn't. They did not
Because then
explain
the
that.
accident, we don't know.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I mean Jonas has had this for a really long time, so it's easier for him to probably function. But poor Will was just like, I don't know what's happening. I'm being tossed from one car to another.
That's an unfortunate thing though, because like, what if you're,
unfortunate.
I mean that, but like, what if you're operating like a chainsaw, and that's
Right.
when
The most missed
you like go,
opportune time.
and then you
there-
come back and you've chopped like limbs off and stuff.
Oh,
You know
dear.
what I mean? Like,
Maybe there's a way that your powers won't be able to harm other people. Possibly.
I
I mean,
don't
they were
know.
able to get into a fight to a point, but obviously Will wasn't hurt by it, and neither was that.
but I mean yourself. Like,
Yeah,
if
true.
you, that's what I.
Well, yeah, even if you're driving a car,
Right, that's
and
what-
that happens.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to, like you said, your brain is expanding. I think since they're in the process of that growth, of that development, is when things are scattered. Once they fully expand, I think that's when they're gonna have full control.
I just think
over
it's crazy just to think about I'm assuming this is why she has UFLS, but the fact that her brain is expanding for more room to connect with 8 freaking people.
What?
That's crazy.
I mean, we've only seen 2 episodes. You guys are commenting on the chat and stuff like that on YouTube, but I hope that in episode 12 they don't have like watermelon-sized heads. Because that
just made it so real for me right there.
Oh man.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like if that was happening, there would be some sort of sign, I think, at that point.
Okay, I really hope that it doesn't, because that would be ridiculous.
Jonas,
I had a terrible thing.
His is pretty normal sized.
Yeah, that is true. That's valid.
I had a terrible thing. I don't know why I thought of it, but it was just, I mean, obviously that's not what it is, but because the fact that your brain is expanding, I was like, oh, is that why she shot herself in the head? Because it hurt so much?
Maybe. That's not a terrible thought. That's a legitimate thought.
Physically hurts me right now.
Yeah, you see what I mean? I was like,
think about that. Just no.
Yeah. You guys and your sound effects. Like, sorry. I'm just here like.
No, I don't.
Oh God.
Mute.
Will you take his mic away now?
Oh man.
But yeah, so gosh, we have so much to talk about already.
I know. Why don't we just remind everybody really quick to subscribe to the podcast?
Yes, please.
iTunes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
SoundCloud, I think AfterBuzzTV.com. You can go there. You can click it. You can subscribe.
We have so many shows.
You can comment. We love the love that we're getting on YouTube and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fans. A lot of fans for
That's
this
what,
one
like,
right
I love.
here.
We were tweeting today, and a lot of people are tweeting back at us about the show. It seems like a group that's really involved in the show, and I love that more than anything when people passionately enjoy the show.
And it kills me though, because everybody knows everything, and we're the ones in the dark.
I think they enjoy that. You sort of broke that down for me. You said they actually enjoy watching us not know
while we writhe in pain.
That's pretty much how I feel every single time after an episode, because I'm just sitting there going.
I have a friend that already had watched it all, so at the end of every episode I just want to be like, okay, let's talk, but just about episode 2. I just want to, and I can't even do that because they just are going to spoil things.
Also, I'm super proud of you guys in the chat, in Twitter. Yes. I'm so happy that you guys are not like, so this happens, and this happens, and this happens. I'm so happy about that.
Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it.
But it's true. No, they are great.
At least so far, I'm very appreciative of that. But
absolutely.
We got to get into this engagement party, because holy smokes.
That dance off.
Oh, wow.
Dance.
You know.
So cool.
I thought it was awesome. I love how he's kind of like timid and kind of like, this is how we met and this and this. Yeah. But guess what? I'm about to do that dance for you. Here we go. Yeah. And like,
we're of course talking about Kala.
Yeah.
And wow, I've
been to a wedding like that, and it's so infectious.
Amazing.
I couldn't stop dancing. It was just a great food. Obviously, they were arguing about that, the parents' wise, but just in general, it was really cool to watch them, to just watch her. Even though you could see the hesitation and she's overthinking everything, but the one thing that I love that she got infected by was Wolfgang's nightly adventures.
Oh, she's like, is
it hot in here? It's hot in here. I'm sweating. It's weird. And I was just like, yeah, it's because of that. It's because of that dance.
Because Wolfgang is.
I thought it was because of the dance.
Wolfgang was making it happen.
Yeah.
He was having a good time.
He was getting it in.
I mean,
he was 2 episodes. It's like already 2 sex scenes.
There's a lot. This is a sexy show.
I've heard something. There's a big one in the store.
I've heard too. I've heard there's. I mean, I've seen the word orgy thrown around.
Shut up.
No,
are you serious?
On Twitter, I've seen it's like 5 or 6.
Yes.
Someone was like, some people are like, it's weird, I hate it. And some people are like, wow.
I don't know if I'm ready, guys. I don't think I'm ready for that.
Some people sound disgusted, some people sound inspired. It's really weird.
I'm very anxious to see what it is.
I'm not ready.
That dance, that engagement party, like you said, it's totally infectious. It was so cool.
It was just, again, you talked about this in the first episode, just being able to be part of these cultures. And I love that it didn't just get sped by. It was kind of like, okay, we're going to talk a little bit. Here's my toast, and then just bust out into dance kind of thing. And then like they talk over it. I'm glad that they took the time to let us watch the dance happen. I thought that was really freaking cool.
And to see the background of their relationship and that he sent all these flowers in there.
Oh, that was great.
You learn that he does actually have a heart. It's not just this.
And that's why she feels so bad.
Right, exactly. Which makes it even harder on her.
One La Navia one says, I can't wait for the after show with the orgy.
I'm not ready, you guys.
man.
Everyone's like, orgy, don't watch with parents, LOL.
Well, I think we're all a little old enough to be watching.
Here's a question for you
my
guys,
parents will
though.
probably have to wait. I'm like, you guys can watch that on your own.
Here's a question for you guys, though. So we see in this episode, we see Will and Riley connecting. We see Kala and Wolfgang connecting. Is this something that's going to continue exclusively, more or less, between those couples, so to speak? Are Will and Riley going to heavily connect more than the others? Are Wolfgang and Kala going to heavily connect more than the others?
I don't think. I take it more as everyone's connecting and everyone's sharing, but we are just seeing, like, even what we're seeing, I assume there's more connection that we're just not being shown. So I don't know if that is...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although it is interesting of the pattern of people that have been connected or have...
I mean, I feel like with Will and Riley, they're kind of in the same semi-predicament. They love what they do, but they're in with their crowds are not as great. So that's their connection, is that they feel kind of like black sheep in the thing that they love. With Wolfgang and Kala, it looks like Wolfgang kind of like a one-man wolf pack and kind of just does his own thing. I mean, we did see him celebrating with his.
Oh, he did his own thing.
Well, yeah, that too. Like, that's just his thing. Like, he even told her straight up. This guy straight up was just like, she was like, oh God.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, keep going.
Home.
The fact that she was kind of like, so is this like a one night thing? Are we like gonna be an item? And he's like, I'm not ready for a relationship, but call in our beautiful Indian princess.
This is what's interesting, because it begs the question, what I was talking about, are those couples going to remain exclusive? But it also begs the question, do they connect in this way when they're feeling similar emotions already?
I think so.
What do you mean?
Like Kala was feeling that she wasn't ready for commitment with this guy,
and neither was he.
Wolfgang wasn't ready either. And
so
then they go
connect on that common ground.
Yeah, same thing with Will and Riley. They always feel like they're alone. That's why I like that they showed every time they connect, they're always by themselves. So I feel like maybe everybody who's in Sense8 will be able to connect on something that is very relevant to each other. That's what I was thinking at first, but I was like, things can change. It's Netflix and it's the Wachowski brothers or siblings. Yeah. So I don't know, but I like that someone caught that, because I was kind of like, what's gonna happen? But no, I really hope that they do. Obviously, they're already connecting, but I hope that they can. Wolfgang will kind of again turn from bad boy into something better for maybe.
Are all 8 of these people ever going to be in one room this
I've
season?
seen pictures. It's definitely happening. I just don't know where.
Well, here's the thing. No, but here's the thing.
Is that a promo shot?
Is it?
Oh, that could be a promo shot. I didn't think about that.
We've seen these people in the same room and they're not in the same room.
Ooh,
so you know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, okay. You win.
Yeah.
But you know who was also in the same room and just getting a lot of heat? Poor Lito. Which we're going to get to. Because obviously we talked about, we already talked about our couples. Well, we found out we were correct from the last episode.
Prediction is correct.
The prediction has come true, and Lito definitely has a male counterpart, who was adorable, by the way. They're so cute.
Absolutely.
I mean, besides, I love that I was watching with my dad and a couple of my guy friends, and they were just like, that's fake. His boxers and obviously, apparently he stuffs. I'm not going to go any further than that.
It was aggressive. It was aggressive.
That's what everybody said. They're like, it's aggressive.
It was literally like,
they were like, that's fake. That's totally fake. And I was like, guys, I'm trying to listen to the dialogue so I can take notes for my after show.
It took me out of reality. I'll say it.
No, that's exactly what my dad was like. I can't. I'm distracted right now.
Yeah. And they put it front and center.
And he's wearing like light gray boxers. So
let's
it's like,
use rule of thirds here. Shift it over, will ya? Come on.
Nicholas Grava, hashtag rule of thirds.
Oh my gosh.
But it was so crazy because I was like, I didn't notice that.
Can we ask? I want to know. I'm confused about this. You guys might be right.
Please.
The girl that he is with, is it his co-star in the movie, or is that just his girlfriend or person that he's with
I'm
on
confused.
the carpet?
I didn't know who that was.
I didn't know if it was co-star. I took it as it wasn't the co-star. But...
I thought it was.
Okay, so I
think it might be both. Like it is the co-star and the woman.
Okay,
I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong about that.
Oh gosh.
But.
I'm so scared right now. Everybody keeps saying in the chat that episode
prudish now, episode 6 will kill
I'm
them.
not ready, you guys. I'm not saying that I'm prudish. It's just like This is Netflix is a time. I know you are. Netflix is a time for like my family and I to like sit down and do stuff. Obviously, I can't watch the rest of this show with them because my parents and we can watch Game of Thrones and it's not awkward.
Right.
But if there's orgies involved, I think I'm going to be like, you guys can watch over there. I'm going to watch at my apartment. We'll just meet up and talk for coffee.
Okay. So someone said co-star and someone said not co-star.
Oh, you guys are killing me.
And now we have another not co-star.
Okay.
She's the girl that he used as arm candy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured.
Sure.
I was like, she's some sort of arm candy, but I can't tell what their relationship is. Obviously, they've been friends for a really long time.
And she's super into him, obviously.
Obviously. That was...
What gave you guys that idea?
She came a knocking.
Something, you know?
Came a knocking with a little handle of something.
Yeah.
Paparazzi out the
turned down
door.
My favorite line of the whole thing. Well, you know how much I love bubbles. I was like, you go, man. I'm so proud of you. Because I was expecting him to be like, who the F is this? You know, like getting all into it. And he was just like, oh, I love bubbles.
So then what is happening? Because she comes in the house, they're all sitting, she's like, I'm so ready for this to happen. What is she talking about?
She's talking about being his cover-up. That's what she's talking about, like, this is my claim to fame. She's not talking about having a threesome.
I thought for sure she was talking about having a threesome.
I don't know.
Unless later they will venture in there. I think she's literally like, I know what's happening. I'm game.
But it makes
Probably
sense. She's
find
gonna...
out in episode 6.
Maybe they'll just all have sex in that one. But I mean,
Sex everywhere.
it's just sex. It's like Oprah for sex. Like you get sex,
Oh my
you
God.
get sex, everybody gets sex. I don't know. It's so weird, but
It kind of seems like it.
But you know, that's what it is. But I'm happy. That whole scene was so comedic. Like it kind of took me out of the show for like a split second because it was kind of like it felt like kind of sitcom-y.
Even when they all go for the drink at the same time, it's like
bum. Yeah, like I was waiting for
on.
like credits to roll, and I was like, oh.
JJ on YouTube says they explain the relationship in episode 3. So
Okay, good.
Look forward to
But
that.
I figured that she's the type of person that would gain something, not out of a three-way, but as a cover-up. She looks like this is what she's here for.
In the interview, she said, when she was like, oh, we're very good friends. She added
we're
that
very close.
out front. There was the paparazzi, and she's like, oh, do you see them? She's into that. So absolutely, she's in this for the limelight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which it makes sense. I mean, Lito's a huge star, so if they're in a relationship, it keeps him out of.
Oh, they're saying that gay porn turns her on. So
that could be a thing too. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm confused.
A threesome down the line.
I mean,
Interesting. Okay.
whatever.
She's been waiting for it apparently too.
Whatever. I mean, how many opportunities like that just come knocking at your door? Just saying.
Not many.
Not many.
It's
so
not a threesome.
Either way,
she just gets off on gay men. Okay.
So even if it's a cover up or she's totally into that, whatever, we'll find out.
Seems
obviously,
like
eventually.
everyone's getting what they want in the end. So
Look at that! So much, they just have to go through the rainy days to get to the good stuff. Apparently, like the real good stuff.
It's good for migraines too.
There you go. I think that's probably what the Wachowski siblings are trying to be like. Just do sex. And it gets rid of all the headaches.
All the headaches
all the
will
brain
go away.
expanding. That's not a thing. It's just headaches. Just do a lot of sex.
I like Lito though. I'm excited to see where this goes.
I liked seeing him be comfortable in what he was. Obviously, he's been struggling with his lines and stuff like that, and just him just being cutesy with his boyfriend or fiance. I'm not really sure what
his fake laugh was so great too.
Oh my gosh, it was so sad.
When he got the his friend from the red carpet, his arm candy. The lady comes up to their bedroom.
Oh
and,
gosh.
His partner's like, yeah, he's like, it's so
funny.
funny.
Just naked in my bed and I'm in a robe and underwear.
It's so
funny. Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, you silly.
I was sitting there just like, what is happening? I feel like we cut from Sense8, a drama sci-fi series, to like Sense8.
Late night Sense8.
Yeah, like, the studio audience and this, like, that's what I was waiting for. Like, some sort of laugh track to just come up. And I was like,
I like it. I like it when they do that.
I thought it was really funny.
For sure.
I loved it. I was dying the whole time. But pretty much, yes, Lito and Hernando are just adorable together.
Hernando was putting on that pressure guide. Sorry.
No, I loved when he was just like, okay, what am I reading?
Yeah,
a typical couple. I thought that was adorable.
When he said, when can I be your arm candy? And then Lito was like, I ain't doing this right. What did Lito say?
said, why be jealous of the arm when you already have my heart?
I know, I was just like, oh.
And then he said it again. He was like, sorry, I can't be with you. Someone already has my heart. I've given my heart to someone.
I was like, okay, we get it. This person has your heart. We can dial it back.
Deal.
8 people share that heart now too.
No, apparently so.
Yeah. You know, somebody in the comments a while back, I'm going to bring this up now because you just said the 8 people thing. They said that we use like about 10% of our brain. So
yeah,
maybe all of the sensates together, it makes you use like 100%. That's an interesting concept.
I didn't think.
I mean, that would only make up 90%, but you know, they say about 10%.
You know, give or take. We don't know what people are using.
11 and a half.
Well,
I don't know.
since we're talking about stuff like that, we should probably get into predictions because I definitely want to pick your brains about that.
Okay.
That's cool.
And now,
Everyone's like, this orgy's gonna kill Alexis.
Guys, what is going on?
This is
what is this?
I'm telling you. I feel like I'm not even gonna be able to
We should
talk.
all come and watch together. Then episode 6, we're gonna have to explode.
Oh, I would rather watch it with you guys than watch it with my parents and like my family members and my brothers and stuff like that. Like, probably I shouldn't do that. So
Nicholas, what are you thinking?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. My biggest prediction.
Oh, he wrote it down. He wrote it down.
Yeah, very detailed. 2 words. Okay, my biggest prediction is the government knows.
Same here.
I definitely think this is the type of thing. Sarah, I think, was someone in the past. The government knows about this. They know it's happening, but they're trying to keep a lid on it because they don't understand it. I think they know that Jonas is the person. They know that's why they want to get him and get. What did they say? Like, he knows a lot about different agencies.
Something like that.
Definitely, I think government's into it when it's like a red flag. When someone has this UFLS, it's like beep beep, red flag, containment, get it in.
That is
Not
exactly.
get it in, although they will get it in later.
Well, they've been getting it in every single episode, and apparently there's just going to be I was going to say something real bad. And
What were you going to say?
I was going to use this as a cluster something, and I was like, dial it back.
Probably be accurate, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But no, I was thinking about it. I rewatched the episode last night, and I was thinking the whole time, I was like, this would be crazy if, because this has happened so many times, that the government is just keen on it.
Yeah.
And that, again, with anybody who's showing any type of signs of connecting, which is what you just said with the brain expansion, especially that's why the doctor was acting so freaking weird, that they're like, yeah, we have to contain every single person. So I definitely am going to jump on your bandwagon on that one because
I am too. I definitely think that's
Thanks, guys. You know.
yeah. I mean, I think it's solid. Yeah.
great minds, right?
I think, personally speaking, UFLS is made up.
Well, duh.
I mean,
I
I'm
haven't
just going to
actually looked it
predict.
up, but
I'm going to predict that the Dr. Metzner, was it, is a crazy person.
Or like an actor.
Yeah. I think that I don't know. I think Nomi might be in the hospital for a couple more episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be getting out.
Oh, well, Will, that's the message that
right.
they gave, that Jonas gave to Will, is you need to save her.
You need to go to San Francisco and find a woman named Nomi. And I was like,
So he's starting to connect to the...
Yeah. I think in the next episode, my last prediction, I don't have many, but I think my last prediction is that episode 3, we're going to see somebody, maybe it's Will and Nomi, maybe it's somebody else, actually meet.
I always thought it would be Riley and Will.
I was hoping, but that's a little... I mean, she's technically... it looks like she's trying to leave the country.
She got all that drugs and money, too.
Did she have one word or line in this entire episode?
No, she was quiet.
The guy that came into her apartment?
Does anybody else think that this guy has something to do with the drug person that we have?
I think
in
he
the
was
first
coming...
episode?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, she did have a bunch of
must have
drugs
more of
and
an
money.
importance than that. If it's just a guy looking for drugs...
I thought... Well,
it has to be
but she witnessed
connected.
a murder.
I think maybe he was looking for the money and also her because
she saw.
witnessed.
She witnessed.
Okay.
She witnessed them die, and she was the only one that got away out of everybody in there. One,
Yeah.
two. I thought. Is anybody else thinking that she was going to take the drugs and just throw it into the water?
No, I didn't think that, but I was like suspect onto what she's planning to doing with it. But then I was like, I guess she has done a lot of drugs in the past.
Yeah.
Someone said something in the chat roll that they say, what about a corporation? Do we think it could be dealing with
I
that?
mean, technically...
Well, think about Sun. What's her name?
Soonbak.
Soonbak.
She works at a very powerful corporation. She's a powerful woman.
Yeah. I mean,
IDK.
technically, because maybe if the government doesn't actually handle it specifically, maybe there is a corporation. That's why in the first episode, just a bunch of people in black just show up.
Aha. That's a great point.
Because, I mean, technically, these guards that we have, because normal hospitals just don't have that.
Right.
It could just be a corporation that's just not
Private
labeled.
wing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
I can't even...
They say who else can shut down a hospital? other than cops.
My brain hurts.
I don't think it would be a cop. I think if they like, it's like an MIB kind of situation. They're like, I've never heard of you, but they think, oh, it's because I haven't heard of you.
Whoa. Maybe this Homeland dude isn't from Homeland.
Yeah,
maybe he's
from somewhere else.
Homieland. No, I agree. It's completely
some sort of Illuminati type thing going on.
Something of that nature where it's just I just want to know. I mean, obviously most of you guys know, but whoever is actually following the episodes, please tweet us.
Yes.
Put in the comments. We do read them. I didn't get to read them last week because my brain was just full of mush from
expanding.
Yeah. There you go. Hopefully to make more room because apparently I can't handle episode 6.
This one, I will say, episode 2 is definitely easier to comprehend.
So
again, there's all the little tidbits, but
looking forward to more episodes as they come
It
along.
takes every part of me to not just sit there for the 15 seconds and let it go and
just
say,
comes up.
Netflix did it, not
I
me.
know.
Because it gives you a big picture of the next episode, and I was like, what can I get from this? What can I get from this? Nothing.
Terrible.
I don't even remember the picture.
I was like, what's the picture? I don't even remember. But again, thanks guys so much for hanging out with us and talking about Sense8. We're really excited to get into episode 3 next week. My brain is just so filled with information. It's terrible. But tell the awesome people who are watching us where they can find you.
Oh, well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Only Camshaft or CameronLewis.com. I'm actually doing Clip tomorrow night here at AfterBuzz TV as well.
Awesome.
And keep the comments coming. #ABTV Sense8.
Yes,
Nicholas.
and you can find me at Nicholas Grava on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the above. Make sure to tweet me all of your thoughts. I love hearing what you guys have to say.
Also, you should check out his Twitter, Nicholas Grava fans, because those are some really good tweets.
That's some interesting tweets going
on
on there.
I love those. I think they're entertaining. As I read,
you were like one of their first followers.
I was. I was like, yes, I have to read all of your tweets and all of your pictures. You can find me all over the interwebs and where Alexis Torres are sold at atorres890. Also follow me if you love this face and my voice for Geek Nerd Tech on our sister network, BlackHollywoodLive.com. I talk about video games, comic books, and everything else of that nature. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.